Hello, welcome to Psychotic Puppy Power. This is a build focused around the new buff to the Tall Man's Ring, where the dog actually has significant damage output um, and scales perfectly with the number of dogs in the pile. So you generally want to find the best one you can. It's not easy. They do roll quite a bit of stats as far as the options to have on the ring. I've seen some really terrible ones. Do the best you can. Anything will work though. Um, it's a basic pet build as far as Tasker and Theo and Mask and Jerem. You see here I have some really nice rolls. That's a near 100%er right there. And that's the trifecta. So um, we're not going to use Zuni because of the buff to fetish psychopaths. Um, we're going to run a full ogled set instead for the 15% bleed damage, along with Stone of Jordan. Uh, and this one's not rolled very well, but it's all I have, so we're going to use it. It works out to about 40% versus elites. Anything less than that, you might want to not bother with the build. One key item is actually the Swampland Waders because of their additional poison damage. This one happens to come with Plague of Toads, so I get a nice little buff there. I'm also using Inheritance Waste Guard for double damage whenever I open something, and that one happens to have Plague of Toads as well. I was very lucky in that sense. Uh, just any old boots will do, unless you have one that might happen to have magic skill you want to use, like Zombie Charger or Acid Cloud. Eucapian Serpent is your mitigation for the most part in this build. The 30% is just absolutely needed and lets you do just about any difficulty. Um, Try to get one with Zombie Dog on there. Um, I'm still rolling this one, but I found it in like 3 rolls off Kadala, so it's very easy to get. I've seen a dozen or so just from her alone. Brando Flare is going to be your basic damage weapon here because you're getting double duty out of it with Plague of Toads. We're going to use Adeline because the crowd control is so incredible. You're hitting twice, which means you also get 2 times 2/3 proc rate on your fetishes, and you're getting 2 chances to confuse the enemy on each hit. So it keeps the environment very controllable and in your favor. Any amulet will do. You want one with poison, but this one happens to have some pretty incredible rolls on it. It's a trifecta. I don't even use the stun, um, but you could fit it in. I mean, this build has 2 open skill slots. You put anything where Big Bad Voodoo and Confusion are. Um, I just happen to use them because it speeds it up a little bit, uh, and it's for the really tough stuff. It makes it just a cakewalk. Uh, but other than that, I mean, you can put any spammable skill there because you're not using mana, and yeah. So as you can see, I got 50% crit and 400% crit damage. That's quite a lot, I know. But what are you gonna do? I'm not gonna roll less. Just Paragon. I'm putting it where I need it for the build. I'm a little low on health, so I put it in health. About halfway on the movement speed because my boots have 10%, so it's not a big deal. Whatever's left over goes to end. Offense, we're looking at attack speed for the dog and crit damage to get those numbers up. I already have 50% crit, so it's not that big of a deal. We're just gonna, put it where we can. Defense, life, and about midway or whatever you feel you're short up on an armor or a resist all. Um, since you really have no other way of bringing in the damage or keeping yourself alive, a little bit of life on hits can help. I'd say at least 2,500 uh, should keep you alive fairly well. You're not spending mana, so you don't need that, but just load that up if you want a spammable spell or something. Area damage works really well with toads. It's a 1 in 5 chance to do another hit on everything within 10 yards for the percent of area damage. So we're going to do buff our damage a little bit there. And that's only going to affect you and your spells, not the dog or any of the fetish psychopaths. I'm running without my follower because I want to display the build on its own merits. We have Fierce Loyalty for movement speed and another 20% to the dog. Midnight Feast, another 50% on top with another dog to stack. It's a 5 dog tall man's finger. And it's just, you can't not have that ability. Pierce the Veil for another passive 30%. You're not spending mana, so who cares about the cost? Fetish Psychopaths are your meat shields and single target. I mean, you have 2 massive single target damage here, but they're pretty amazing. The reason for no GI is it just doesn't fit. There's no room. So, yeah. I mean, I suppose you can go with Horrify or some other form of keep yourself alive if you want to, instead of Mass Confusion and Big Bad Voodoo. But I don't think the build really needs it. I think it needs speed and more damage. You already have Jaunt anyway. If you're dying because you screwed up and used Jaunt or your potion at the wrong time, it's your fault, not the builds. So look for the attacks towards you and use them accordingly. Here we go.
Enemies of the Nephilim.
This map should work out since Plague of Toads likes the big area maps. If it was a little tighter, I would probably switch to my high damage Thunder Fury and Rain of Toads.
You are evil and godly.
Using this bottleneck here, you can notice the toads aren't really working that well, so you want to try to get close enough to where they pass through that bottleneck.
I strike at your heart. My strike was true. Need help.
That's going to be pretty much the weakest Stallman's you're going to see. Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, that's unfortunate. But at least he got the ring.
Need help.
It's not the fastest build, but it is probably the most controlled. You're not really going to find something better as far as crowd control than Flare and Adeline right now. Because it's free and because it's so, you're going to get the application of Confuse on it. It's so overpowered right now. Maybe not that overpowered. Please don't have it, Blizzard. They're dropping like hotcakes. That one's pretty bad too. It has regen and life on hit. That's 2 stats you would want elsewhere. The vitality is okay, but the first ones that have to go are those healing stats. And I'd also want like range, pick up range on that instead of the health globes. But health globes isn't bad.
I must live longer.
Oh, almost got my kill killed there. And you can see the dog is just decimated. I lost all my sycophants there because they got frozen and the area damage ticks. So yeah, but we'll get them back shortly. As you can see, I'm in no real danger from general trash bombs. This is a very easy bomb set though, so I couldn't have gotten luckier for the tile set. I mean, I have plenty of Harrington triggers, and the dog is just decimating everything. As you can see, that's the poison puppy power build. Have a good day.